Hello everybody! In this class I will do something a little bit different. So I want to talk about why it is important to learn or to practice how to spell in a language that we're learning, okay? So I assume that you already know the names of each letter in Spanish. If you have some doubts, some questions, if something is not very clear, I strongly recommend that you go to our lesson number 1, right? And you review our first lesson about the Spanish alphabet and how to pronounce each letter in Spanish. Okay, why do I insist that it is important to practice spelling? So, when we learn a new language, a new tongue, we can memorize a lot of vocabulary, learn a lot of grammar, okay? But when we are going to speak, we get jammed, we stammer, okay? We are not used to putting together those words, those sounds that have nothing to do with our native tongue. The same thing happens when we hear or listen to somebody that is talking to us in this new tongue that we are learning. So sometimes it happens that we have memorized many new words and somebody talks to us using those new words that we already know, and still we do not understand what he's saying. And that is because our brain is not used to interpreting, to understanding those words in real time. The real time of a real conversation, okay? We can read the word and stop for a few seconds and say, oh, this word means this. Next word, oh, this word means this other thing. But if somebody talks to us, right, at normal speed, our brain gets, well, it cannot catch up with the meaning of each word. Spelling, when we practice spelling, it helps our brain to get faster, you know. It helps also our fluency, because our mouth, the muscles of our mouth, our tongue, they practice pronouncing, saying, speaking aloud those new sounds and words and letters that are so foreign, so strange to us, okay? Therefore, spelling is a great exercise, and that's why I'm stressing on the importance of practicing spelling. So, okay, let's begin by learning how we say spelling in Spanish. In Spanish, spelling is deletrear, okay? Deletrear is actually the verb to spell, right? Deletrear. So let's begin by spelling the word deletrear. Vamos a comenzar por deletrear la palabra deletrear. Bien, okay. So deletrear, we spell it slowly at the beginning. D-E-L-E-T-R-E-A-R. Okay? Faster, D-E-L-E-T-R-E-A-R. Okay? So at the beginning, it's natural that you will say D-E-L. Okay? You go slowly. And that's fine. That's just fine. You just try to practice until you can read aloud each letter fluently, and that will help you a lot with your fluency and also with the speed at which your brain can process sounds and words in Spanish when somebody else is speaking, okay? Let's practice some other few words. Vamos a practicar con otras pocas palabras en español y vamos a deletrearla. We will spell them. Let's see. Casa. Voy a escribir varias palabras en español. Hospital. Hospital. Ahora voy a escribir un nombre propio, a given name. My name, for example. voy a escribir mi nombre propio y mi apellido. I will write down my name with my last name so we can spell it, okay? Spell it aloud. Rodrigo Ferreira, okay? Rodrigo Ferreira. I know this has some awkward sounds in English, right? Mainly so many R's. Bien. Mi nombre y mi apellido tiene muchos sonidos que son difíciles de pronunciar en inglés, sobre todo los sonidos de las R's. Vamos a practicar. Let's practice. Casa significa home, house. The word casa means home and house. C-A-S-A, 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 C-A-S-A. Hospital, for hospital. H-O-S-P-I-T-A-L, H-O-S-P-I-T-A-L, right? Rodrigo Ferreira, this is my first name and my last name. Actually, it's my first last name, because in Spanish we have a surname, a family name from our father's side, and a family name from our mother's side, right? So this one is my last name, my family name from my father's side, okay? Let's spell these names. Vamos a deletrear estos nombres. R-O-D-R-I-G-O, F-E-R-R-E-I-R-A. So, R-O-D-R-I-G-O, F-E-R-R-E-I-R-A. Instead of saying R-R, you can say double R, right? Instead of saying R-R, you can say double R, double R. So we could say F-E-R-R-E-I-R-A. Okay, well, some people would pronounce R instead of R, they can say ere, right? Ere. You can pronounce it as you prefer. You can say R as I'm used to saying, or you can just say ere, okay? Some people say that the sound, when you have only one R and you're spelling, you should only say ere, right? It's just some people prefer to say ere and others say R. I will continue saying R because it's more natural for me. R-O-D-R-I-G-O, F-E-R-R-E-I-R-A. So, I understand that as I read, as I spell this fast, your mind is not processing each letter, right? So you get lost. That's why it's so important to practice spelling. As you get faster and more fluent spelling in Spanish, not only you will gain in fluency, but your brain also becomes faster in interpreting and understanding the letters and the words and the sentences other people speak when are talking to you in Spanish. So your brain catches up faster. So it's a great exercise. Let's practice some other word. The word sillón. Sillón is a Spanish word for sofa, okay? Yes, for sofa. No, sorry. Sillón is a Spanish word for couch. For a couch. The Spanish word for sofa is sofá, right? So it's the same as in English. Sofá. Sofá means sofa, sillón means couch. Bien. Vamos a deletrear estas dos palabras, sillón y sofá. S-I-L-L-O-N S-O-F-A. S-O-F-A. And we can say S-O-F-A con tilde en la A, with a tilde in letter A. S-I-L-L-O-N con tilde en la O. S-I-L-L-O-N with a tilde on letter O, right? Okay. Double L, we can say L-L, or we can say double L, or we can also say elle. Why? Because in the past, double L was considered one letter of the Spanish alphabet, right? So you have L and double L. Why? Because double L has an independent, has a pronunciation of its own. Therefore, until not so many years ago, double L was one more letter of the Spanish alphabet. So if many people, when they spell this, instead of saying LL or double L, they can say Elie, Elie, right? Elie. This is how you would read the name of this letter. S-O-L-I-O-N. S-O-L-I-O-N, right? I still prefer to say S-I-L-L-O-N o S-I-L-L-O-N. Bien, con esto terminamos nuestra clase de hoy sobre cómo deletrear en español. Espero que sigan practicando, porque insisto que es muy importante practicar cómo deletrear en español. Si tienen preguntas, if you have any questions, no duden en escribirme. Don't hesitate to write, to send me your questions. Y quiero que sepan que nunca dejo preguntas sin contestar cuando me escriben comentarios o dudas sobre las clases. So I try not to leave any questions unanswered, okay? I just ask you to ask questions that are related to our classes, okay? So I can, because I get the time, I make myself time to answer all the questions of my students. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next class. Goodbye.